What's up, everyone? Jeremy here from, well, the Jeremy Hambley channel. And I've been hot on the trail of the horrible, horrible news today. And that is that a lunatic took the life of Charlie Kirk and is still on the loose, by the way. And, I'm sure you've seen my thoughts on it on my main channel. But if you're over here from my main channel, there's more to say. And I feel like I want to take the day off from posting there now and just let things be the way they are. But if you thought you hated the media enough and you hated politicians enough, allow this video to inform you that you simply do not. MSNBC blaming a Charlie Kirk supporter for what happened to him. The fat blob J.B. Pritzker blaming Donald Trump. CNN villainizing Charlie Kirk for his political opinions. This was something that the media, certainly the individual that carried out this heinous act, they are solely responsible for their actions. But this is what the media wanted. This is why the media gets everybody all worked up all the time. This is the reason you can only tell crazy people that Charlie Kirk is, like the bad guy from World War II or something like that so many times. You can only tell deranged people that Charlie Kirk is leading a coalition of people that want to take your rights away. You can only say that so many times and not expect people to have a reaction. This is the reaction, in my opinion, that the media wanted. And I'm trying to be level-headed, and I'm trying not to say anything out of emotion right now. I'm numb. A colleague lost his life today because people didn't agree with his politics. Somebody tried to take Donald Trump's life multiple times because they didn't agree with his politics. These are left-wing nut jobs that have been created through carefully crafted narratives about the mainstream media's political foes over the past 10 years, 15 years. And you get this blob J.B. Pritzker going on and saying, oh, well, Charlie Kirk it's Charlie Kirk's fault because Donald Trump on January 6th. Listen to this. I am dead serious. That's what this guy says. Right? Well, if it weren't for Donald Trump and J6, MSNBC literally floats the idea that it was one of his own supporters that was just firing off a weapon willy-nilly. MSNBC said that.
In which a shooting like this happens.
Yeah, and again, I emphasize what you just emphasized. We don't know any of the full details of this. That we don't know if this was a supporter shooting their gun off in celebration, or so we have no.
What? You very clearly hear a rifle crack from a long distance away, 100 to 200 yards. Yeah, it was definitely one of his supporters. We're all like Yosemite Sam, right? In a school zone, by the way. Firing off our weapons. Happens all the time. Of course, MSNBC then went on to say that the Trump administration was just going to use his death for the justification of something. Yeah, they should. They should. I mean, they didn't use the attempt on Donald Trump's life in Butler, Pennsylvania for anything. How many more conservatives have to die? How many more is it going to be? I'm not even going to say names because I don't want to speak anything into existence. How many more people are going to now? Because we can't go out and host events because people are just going to assassinate us.
As we were just talking about a moment ago with Alan, after one of the Doge employees was allegedly attacked in Washington, D.C., that's what Donald Trump used as justification to send in federal troops into Washington, D.C. to get things under control. The carjacking situation, he used that And I know it's hard to predict the future, Mark, but you can imagine the administration using this as a justification for something.
Good. I don't even want to suggest what I want to use, what I want them to use it for justification of. I don't even want to suggest it. I don't want to, because right now I am so angry, I'm liable to say something that will get me banned. Here's this guy. They roll him out on MSNBC saying it's Charlie's fault.
But following up with what was just said, he's been one of the most divisive, especially divisive younger figures in this.
Okay.
Who is constantly sort of pushing this sort of hate speech or sort of aimed at certain groups. And I always go back to hateful thoughts lead to hateful words, which then lead to hateful actions.
Okay. So it's his fault. It was his fault. That's what MSNBC is saying. Pritzker, let's go back to that fat tub of lard. Pritzker says, J6. Of course, my internet has been intermittent all day. It's been extremely frustrating. Don't know why. Don't know why that is. All day I've had this problem. I don't know if somebody's DDoSing me, whatever the case. How about this? WTF, MSNBC is already back to demonizing Charlie Kirk just minutes after he was shot in Utah. Katie Tur called him a, quote, divisive figure, polarizing, a lightning rod, whatever term you want to use. The left is absolutely vile.
Yeah, we're showing, by the way, our affiliate in Utah and the aftermath of the shooting. You could see people running away pretty quickly, as you would imagine they would do at gunshots. The FBI director, Kash Patel, has weighed in on this. He just tweeted the following: "We're closely monitoring reports of the tragic shooting involving Charlie Kirk at Utah Valley University. Our thoughts are with Charlie, his loved ones, and everyone affected. Agents will be on the scene quickly, and the FBI stands in full support of the ongoing response."
Now, I don't know. Like, I'm going to be on this story all night long. I'm hoping we catch this assassin tonight still. As of right now, 4:23 p.m. Central Standard Time, he has not been caught. He or she. Pretty long shot. I'm going to assume it's a guy. Probably a trans guy. Almost 100% certainly a Democrat.
And the investigation. Charlie Kirk is a divisive figure.
Polarizing,
lightning rod, whatever term you want to use. Why?
Well, he's one of MAGA's most prominent voices online. He hosts a near daily podcast. He opines on almost everything. He's been very closely aligned with the president since his...
So what? Here we have Hasan Piker weighing in. Of course, another human garbage trash heap that makes Charlie's passing about him. Charlie Kirk was scheduled to debate a progressive influencer, Hasan Piker, at Dartmouth College in just 2 weeks. On his Twitch live stream, Piker reacted to the news with horror, urging some of his followers to stop making jokes about the incident, and then he expressed fear that he could be similarly targeted. Why? He's a lefty. Not going to happen. This is a terrifying incident, Piker said. The reverberation of people seeking out vengeance in the aftermath of this abhorrent incident is going to be genuinely worrisome. He's the left's top guy, so he's worried. I would never condone people going after him, ever. But for whatever reason, the left seems to feel completely justified in whatever physical attacks that they want. They are supported by the media. You know, South Park just a week ago, or 2 weeks ago, set up Charlie Kirk as the most evil man alive. One of the most evil people ever. Charlie Kirk. Is it any surprise that some SSRI-filled degenerate loser who sits and listens to people like Hasan Piker or CNN or MSNBC all day, isn't it possible that they maybe have some unpredictable behavior? Isn't it possible? I think it is. I think it's possible. And the way the media is reacting to it, the body isn't even cold yet, and they're blaming him. Hasan Piker is worried about how it affects him. Charlie Kirk was 31 years old and a father of 2, married, loved God, did everything the right way, and they still took his life. They still took his life. And they still blamed Drumpf. Listen to this idiot.
Charlie Kirk's family, and to Charlie Kirk, who obviously has, become a target for somebody. I don't know whether it's political violence because I don't know who.
Oh, I'm sure it was just some dude, right? I'm sure it was just, Charlie Kirk. He was just, somebody was just firing off a perfectly aimed round at anybody. I'm sure it had nothing to do with his politics. You loser.
Did it. I know they seem to have somebody in custody. But I will say
that was not the shooter, by the way.
Political violence, unfortunately, has been ratcheting up in this country.
Because of the left
shootings, the killings in Minnesota. We've seen other political violence.
Another lefty
occur in other states, and I would just say it's got to stop. And I think
what are you going to do about it?
Fomenting it in this country. I think the president's rhetoric often foments it.
Oh my God! You're blaming Trump. You don't hate these people enough. Keep it locked in here. Subscribe. I know this is my second channel, so more uncensored, but I've got loads of videos. I'll be on this story all night long as new information breaks. At this point, there's not much more to say about Charlie other than to honor him and to hope for the swift arrest of the loser that took his life.